Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome back to the Patrick Riggins Show. We come in a little earlier, but Tori's playing the air guitar.
Rock pose.
Yeah, little Detroit Rock City. Get up.
Hey, if I can't be a rock star, I can at least look like one.
You are a rock star.
Mediocre rock star.
Well, you're further along than I am. Because number one, you got to know how to play an instrument.
Well, yeah, that does help.
Yeah, and
I don't know, with today's music, I don't think that's really something you have to have nowadays.
We can correct that in the studio.
We can correct that, yeah. We have machines.
The technology. And
we can fix him. We can rebuild him or her.
Lacking that, we've got studio musicians that can do it. Just stand up there and act like you're strumming the guitar.
Yeah, like One Direction. Oh, hope Candace was listening.
Anyway. All right. Well, welcome back to the Patrick Riggins Show. We're up on the last segment of the show, an hour that just flies by, and that's a good thing in that you're being entertained and informed. The hour dragged by, to use a proper English there, drugged by. If the hour dragged by, then you would know you're just being bored to death. And you'd think, that guy's not using good grammar as well. Oh, yes, I'm one of those people. Right. Anyway, I want to cover this segment just real quick. What I think is going to happen in this country, because it's just inevitable. If you look, when we run out of money, that is, when our currency becomes worthless because we've printed so much of it with nothing to back it, I think our government will start to drastically shrink, and as it does, it'll start to fight back like any organism that is dying. Like a drowning swimmer, it'll fight to keep its head afloat. And anyone or anything that tries to save it, it'll end up trying to drown too. When you take a life-saving class, you learn that you might have to fight this panicked, drowning person a little bit to gain control, because this person will try to climb on top of you trying to save themselves. And if you don't get them under control, you'll both end up dead. Unfortunately, I think the government's too big for anyone to save. Anyone thing approaching will be pulled under. Any government, any organization, anything. So everyone will step back and just watch it go underwater. All the people who depend on government for handouts, they're not going to understand why they no longer are being carried by society. Just look at Greece, where people protest in the streets demanding money, but there is no money. But they want it anyway. It's like they don't want to hear the truth. And that is what we have. Well, we're going to have here in this country. We'll have what you see during a disaster situation. A lot of people will be helpless, wandering around trying to find government help, only there won't be any. The good thing is Americans are, at their core, a very caring people. We really do take care of others really well. We are constantly at the top of the list of the amount of money given to charities. And that doesn't even count the little things we do for each other, like mowing the lawn of the lady whose husband died and she's too poor to pay someone to do it, or picking up some extra groceries for the family down the street that's fallen on hard times, or helping make a child's Christmas by buying a couple extra toys so they can have something under the tree. And we gladly do those as Americans, we do that for people who are truly in need. But all those people who are just lazy, now they're going to be in for a shock, because all these caring Americans aren't too receptive to working themselves to death just so you don't have to. Those types of people are either going to have to get to work, or they're going to start getting hungry and probably realistically do something stupid that's going to get them killed. Either way, the problem we solve for them, and really society. Now, if we play our cards correctly and have put good libertarian type people into government, then we will actually emerge from this contraction with more freedom and liberty, an actual free market, instead of what we have now, which is crony capitalism, the government picking winners and losers. if we haven't put these good libertarian type people in government, then we'll see more governmental control. But it'll only be temporary because we don't have the money. And government cannot survive without money. That's its lifeblood. As I've noted before, our lifeblood as humans isn't money. It's food and water. And we'll always be able to provide that for ourselves. Those of us who are willing to work, that is. And I would wager that's a large part of this audience in those numbers. Now, we'll be able to survive, like I said, because we'll find something to eat, we'll find something to drink. But government won't, because its lifeblood is money, and we'll be out of that. Now, the rest of us will just pull together, and we'll take care of one another exactly like we used to before government started sticking its nose into our business. Churches and other civic organizations will form and distribute food and get together and fix someone's house or repair a leaky roof. And what will emerge is a back-to-basics mentality in a more community-driven society, which naturally leads to community-driven answers to common problems everyone faces when people live together. And then, yes, we'll probably start forming elementary government bodies, and the process will begin again. Just like the Mayans believed, most everything in nature works within cycles. Cycles of freedom, cycles of tyranny, cycles of plenty, cycles of scarcity, cycles of warm weather, cycles of cold. But I'll be here on this show. And motorcycles, exactly. More importantly to Tori. But we'll be here on this show. We'll be fighting to pull government back to the cycle of freedom and cut away this current cycle of massive spending. All it's going to take is a little bit of work on everybody's part, and we can get that done. We also need to find some good people to run for office, and then getting the votes together to put them in and keep them honest. If they don't want to stay honest, then we can vote them out and vote in new ones and try it again. That's why I say if you know someone who'd make a good representative, either you or a good friend or someone in your family, you need to convince them to run, and we'll rally around them and do our best to get them into office. That is, if they truly believe in the principles of Constitution and the principles that humans are born with natural rights, not rights granted by government, but rights we have merely by the fact we're human. If they believe in that, then heck, I'll do all I can to help them get into office. Anyway, we're up on the last of the show. If you want more information about this fantastic hour you just heard, you can go to facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. And while you're there, be sure and hit the little like button, and you'll get updates and all that stuff, good things that happen during the week. You can also go to Twitter at twitter.com. But if you look on there, you can do a search for Patrick Riggins, or it's the @ Patrick Riggins. And you can also email us at patrickrigginshow@gmail.com. And you can also go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Patrick Riggins. All right, when we come back next week, we will once again be fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. We'll be back here at 2 o'clock Sunday, 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Tori will be here. He won't be hungover.
No, I'll be getting ready for the Super Bowl then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, be ready to go.
I'll just be getting started.
All right. This is Patrick Riggins. We'll see you next week, and have a great week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on The Patrick Riggins Show, every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Be there.